Thank you for joining us for the very first episode of Beyond the Wake, where we gather stories and experiences from the veterans and volunteers that make up the Wake for Warriors family. This episode features Tyler, a U.S. Air Force veteran participant turned volunteer, turned boat driver and coach, and wake surf enthusiast. It's a good one. Let's go. Can you introduce yourself and tell me how you got started with Wake for Warriors?
Sure. I'm Tyler Densford. I live in North Mississippi. I was injured in 2016 in a combat training exercise. And in 2017, I was given the opportunity to attend an event, a Wake for Warrior event. Just never really did any water sports, but knew I liked being on a lake and riding on boats. So I was like, oh, wow, I can do, water sports. I'm, paralyzed, bound to a manual wheelchair. So oh, that's awesome. So that's the first time I got introduced with as a participant, 2017. Obviously, like many other people that have attended, they fell in love with it. I fell in love with it and keep coming back. And now I'm able to help coach and train other people that are riding with disabilities.
I love it. When you first attended, first of all, were you nervous? Like for your first event? What was that like?
Sure. I mean, yeah, it was already hard navigating the world in a wheelchair, newly injured, as you'd say, probably with just a year out, and just was learning how to drive. So I drove myself to the event, and I was pretty nervous. Yeah, meeting all kinds of new people, but I got there, and there were other people that were in wheelchairs, amputees, and it was immediately like just hanging out with friends that you've known for a while.
I love it. Well, I mean, now, like I met you a couple months ago and you are driving yourself and you just have all the confidence in the world as far as mobility and interacting with people. So obviously, I guess you've grown from that place. And I'm hearing that you've also grown like within the organization. Tell me what it's like. Like, what was that transition like from like, I'm showing up, I'm writing, I'm participating, I'm meeting all these new people to now you're actually kind of an integral part of this organization. Not kind of, you are. Everybody knows Tyler. Everybody loves him.
Sure, yeah, I gotta like think back, 7 years ago where I was at, and it's hard to
Yeah.
even imagine that I was in such a dark place and struggling in every aspect of life. And I always give praise to Wake for Warriors that was one of the biggest influences in my life that helped turn my life around and put it in a positive direction. It easily could say that I was suicidal at the time. I didn't have much to live for, and just healing powers of water and the people I was introduced to completely changed my life. And being able to one like do something that's difficult even for an able-bodied person, and then two to like do it as a someone with a disability is pretty remarkable. One, being independent at it, so you're free, you're out of your wheelchair. It's cool. I think people that with no injury or injury, they love surfing and any water sport, and to be out there and have camaraderie with other people that are rooting you on, and that's like, you just keep going back. I can't let go of it.
So that's how you got involved in like leadership and mentorship within the organization. It was like you just keep going back. You can't stay away from it. I love it.
Really almost a high, more so like than just me riding, is getting other people up and riding and seeing their improvements from day one where they're, not so sure. And then, we have so much confidence in them. Like we know we're going to get them up. So we're not going to give up on them. And that's just like a little mentorship from like, not just riding, but just life. Like no one within our group gives up on each other. I mean, we always reach out and check on one another's, because it's highs and lows. It's not like it just goes away after one event. So we'll always, I say we always turn the boat back around. We always come back and get you.
Yeah, I hear that boat analogy a lot and it makes so much sense. Like you don't question if the boat's going to turn around and get you. Like it's coming. I love it. Well, talk to me about the latest event that you went to was in Idaho, and I think it was in partnership with the Challenged Athlete Foundation. Can you tell me about the Idaho?
Sure. Yeah. So this is my second time returning to that event. A little different from last year's. They had a water weekend, so they had three events: whitewater rafting, fly fishing, and then Wake for Warriors came in to run the surfing portion. So 30 people total, and then each day we rotated within 10 people between those three events, and a few returning participants, and then others were they're mostly local Idaho folks. And I mean, pretty dang cool because these folks mountain bike, they do all kinds of cool stuff out there. And we got them riding, and there was a news crew. There's one young lady in particular, um, Heidi, who said that it was her new favorite sport. So that was cool, to introduce something to people and have them love it like that when there's so many other options for them. That was cool.
Awesome. Let's see. Let's look at some of the photos and videos of this event because it looks like it was just amazing. There we go. I feel like this video kind of like sums up day one sometimes, or at least ride one for a lot of people.
Oh, a little squirrely.
Little squirrely. Uh, yeah. What is that like though when somebody tries and tries and tries to get up on the board and like I feel like I've been on the boat when somebody has struggled, and I feel like the person in the water is so nervous that everyone on the boat is getting frustrated with them or is going to lose patience. But does that ever happen? Does the boat lose patience when people are struggling to learn this sport?
Oh, definitely not. I mean, look at the scenery. Come on. But no, these people, they were so fun to hang out with. No patience loss at all. I believe that guy was maybe an incomplete spinal cord injury, and so he was wanting to try standing, and then
Hmm.
realized it might be a little too difficult to do that. So we put him on what we call the secret weapon or surf seat, like what I ride on, and he was killing it after that. So
Let's look at the surf seat. Is this
which
it?
that's right. So like we give so many options to like we can make it adaptable to however your injury is, to where like you're gonna succeed no matter what.
Gotcha. So we don't always know what's going to work, right? But
Right.
people are
Yeah.
willing to work with you.
Definitely. Yeah. We try it out, kind of see how you're feeling, what your abilities are,
Hmm.
and just adapt to that. That's Myra. She's a returnee.
Yeah.
Used to surf able-bodied in Hawaii, so she is just loving it.
Oh, I think I've seen her on Instagram, and her attitude and her heart is just like she's
Oh,
on fire.
she's so fun. Yeah, I love. She was on my boat, so I loved hanging out with her.
Was she good? Talk to me about if you can remember your first event when you were first learning. Did
Yeah,
you feel supported? Did you feel frustrated with yourself? Or talk me through that. What
yeah.
was your
I
first
mean,
ride like?
I remember like the energy on the boat. Just everyone was just rooting each other on. I mean, I could just hang out there all day with them. And I think I was one of the newly, or like as far as sit riding goes for the organization, one of the first five probably for them to get coached up. So it took me about all day. And I
Oh,
mean, I'm telling you, Dave, the founder, was my driver on the boat, and he just turned around every single time. And I just kept saying, "I'm not. They're not giving up on me. I'm not going to give up on them." And I just kept going and going every pool after pool after pool, and they would try something different, try something new, put someone else in the water with me. And I finally got it, and that was an amazing feeling. I think from those experiences, I've been able to like help coach even better, and even so, like our secret weapon, we call it the surf seat that we ride on. We've made it even more adaptable and adjustable, so that you're not spending that much time learning. We've got it down to a science now, but yeah, from my first experience, even if it was that hard for everyone else, it's worth it because um, yeah, it was almost just like my life. I didn't give up, and just like I was like, I'm not going to give up on this. I'm going to get it.
I love it. That is such good perspective. They're not going to give
Yeah,
up on me, so I'm not going to give up on them.
totally.
That's awesome. Talk to me about the secret weapon, the surf seat, 'cause it sounds like it's adapted over time and
Yeah,
based on people's needs and experiences. Where did that come from?
yeah. So just one of our events that we have at Lake Havasu in Parker, Arizona. We had a volunteer helping who ends up being a veteran, Marine Corps veteran. He has a business where he manufactures grills that go on the back of surf boats called Wake and Grill, and we
Yeah, those
mentioned to
are
him
sweet.
we ride the surf seat, and he had ideas, that he'd like to help out making them. And I had ideas of like how it could be more adjustable, and went with that. I think within the next season, we met in Miami to test the prototype out, and I mean, from there, hit the shelves. But pretty cool.
That's amazing. That like partnership that you formed, that relationship that you guys formed has produced so many smiles and so many moments of joy.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and it just shows that like the people that see what we're doing, and then you come to an event, and it's like, well, how can I help? and these people just want to like make it more obtainable for anyone. And so yeah, that girl that was riding was Heidi. She was really great. She
This one
was
right
doing
here.
she was doing so well. Right, that's a broadcast board that we used. A little more advanced riders. She was so good and athletic.
Yeah.
I had her ride my skim board later on that afternoon. I was like, "Here, give this a go," and she nailed it.
So do people progress within like one event in their skill level on the board and on
Yeah,
surfing? Yeah.
I'd say we're usually on the water for about 3 or 4 hours in the morning, and depending on how many people we have on the boat riding, you get a good probably 1, 2 sets in, and maybe that gives you a little like feel for it. And then after lunch, you know, maybe still a little nervous, but we're kind of like working you through reading the wave and kind of like playing around on it, getting a little more comfortable. So probably by like the third day of a weekend event, you're pretty comfortable.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. So this
That
is
makes
Mike.
sense.
He's a returnee from a previous event, and just a you know don't stop me or don't tell me I can't, because he's out there just killing it.
Yeah. Let's see. This was our,
There's Heidi riding.
yeah.
When I told you she was a little too good, so I was like, "Here's my board, try it out."
I love that you were able to provide like a challenge for her immediately because you knew the next step because you've been
Sure,
there.
right,
So, I mean, nobody shows up and is I feel like one of the things I love about this organization is nobody is underestimated. Like nobody is allowed to just give up and walk away. Like challenge will be provided at the correct level and then the support
yeah,
will be there to help them get through that. Is that
right,
accurate?
totally. We're not. I mean, I can imagine what people are going through mentally, because I was going through it. So we're not there to judge that. We're just there to provide an awesome experience. And I mean, it's gonna attach to other parts of your life. It's just how it is, and it's always positive.
Well, tell me about that. Tell me about how does a Wake for Warriors event, how does that spread into other parts of your life and like how does it affect you mentally, physically? What's the effect there? What's the ripple effect?
Yeah. I mean, I can say that being told that you're an inspiration is probably kind of corny, especially if someone's listening to this and they're live with a disability. Hearing that's just kind of corny, but I see these people and I don't know what else to say. But like, wow, that's inspiring. These people, like, so I can understand why someone says that, and so I think to go home after an event and realize, wow, I'm an inspiring person. I'm doing things that a lot of other people don't or aren't able to do, and then the people that you meet within your boat, um, making that friendship and connection, they're able to help you any other time, through any other struggle you're going through, because they can understand what you're going through. They go through it also. So that's how it's helped me throughout the years of my life.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. I love that it's like three or four veterans or injured people, whoever the event is for. I love that they're on a boat together. It's not like we're just going to take Tyler out with five able-bodied people
Right.
who can't relate to his struggle. And you can form relationships with those people, but I imagine it's so much more powerful to form relationships with people that can really understand your own personal struggle.
Definitely.
Is this Luke, the guy you worked with to develop the
That is
board?
the designer and creator, manufacturer of the secret weapon. Yeah, Luke Founier of
Gotcha.
Adaptive Wake Solutions out in Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah,
Is this everyone uses the strap that's standard?
that's right. Yeah, so he's demonstrating to. He had all new riders on his boat for that weekend in Idaho, and he's just showing them kind of how I guess you're going to be sitting in the board. That's before they leave the dock to go out, and test it out in the water. So
Gotcha. I got to see somebody use the board at Lake Oconee for the first time. It was their first time wake surfing. I got to see it this weekend,
right,
and they
awesome.
they were a little bit late. We went back to the dock and picked them up. They rolled down, and we put them in the boat, and we loaded up a secret weapon board and took it out. And he was up within I think 3 tries, and we were
Wow,
just blown away.
better than
Um,
me.
but
You
at
know,
this point, Dave and everybody on the boat has had years of training, and you have helped develop that so much that now somebody can
Definitely.
come in. And I mean, 3 tries, you're right. That's not standard by any means. Um, but it was incredible. It was incredible to see how it all worked together to make that happen for him. And
Oh
then by
yeah.
the end of the weekend, he had let go of the rope and was, moving around in the wave. And his reaction was very much, I didn't know I could do that.
Yeah. So
That was
impressive.
incredible and inspiring. You're right. That's exactly what it was. It was inspiring to see that.
Yeah. That gentleman there, I believe he's only 17 years old. His name's Kamaka. Family's from Hawaii. They live in California now, and he was out there ripping.
Who's this in the water behind him?
That is Luke's brother Kent. I believe he was out there helping out in the water, getting people started, helping you stabilize as you're floating before the boat gets going.
That's the job of like the swimming person, is they're stabilizing the board.
Correct. Yeah, because you don't really want the rider to be working too hard initially, because you could get in several pools and want you to have energy for the whole weekend. So we usually have someone in the water with you, just either giving you some advice, and then just keeping you stable from tipping over left and right as the rope's getting tension and the boat pulls you up.
Gotcha. Okay. Love it. Was did he have a good weekend, do you think?
Oh yeah, we were having a blast. He wasn't on my boat, but we got to hang out, at lunches and at nighttime and at dinners and all that stuff. And he had a great time. His family was there also, and they were able to ride around on a boat nearby and watch. And it had to be just amazing for them to watch their kid be able to do that.
Absolutely. I love that. I love her smile. Oh my
Oh man, yeah.
goodness.
I can tell you, she was extremely apprehensive. I know on her sign up form, she was, didn't know she wanted to do this particular event on the weekend, and she was killing it. She had a great time. Yeah,
Nice. Yeah, she looked like she had, look at her cutting up. Oh my goodness. How fun. Oh yeah, he's up. Nice. I love these photos. Okay, so in the same event and on the same boat, even you're going to have a variety of injuries.
yeah.
It could be amputee, could be spinal injury, um,
PTSD.
PTSD. It could be those invisible ones.
Yeah,
How does that work when you go to an event and you're on a boat with like this just variety, this grab bag of challenges? What is
yeah,
that like?
yeah. I mean, I'd say probably within the individual themselves, it's kind of like, okay, what do I talk about? Well, we all have a certain thing to talk about, either whether it's military or just going through something kind of crappy in life. It just gets brought up and you start chatting. And I mean, for me, you almost realize everyone's going through something. So, not that like I'm not important, but it's just like, hey, everyone goes through something. We can talk about it and share it, but we got to move on. We got to, life goes on. And there's cool stuff out there to do, like wake surfing. And then we use those different problems we've gone through to help each other out when we're in life and behind the boat. So there's different apparatuses that we have to whether you're able to stand or not stand, or you're missing an appendage. We're there. We have options for you to get up and ride behind the boat. Yeah.
I love it. It's so cool. That's a victory moment. I love the support coming from the boat. Like this, clearly, this was an earned moment. Everybody's just smiling so big. And we always have somebody on the boat like taking photos and videos, and we always let the veterans, the riders, whoever's there know like these photos and videos are for you.
Yeah.
We want you to have proof.
I was just saying that. You're going to the military, you look back, you put photos like, dang, mom, here to here.
Right.
Make your money think it's part of your head.
Got it. You're right in the sweet spot. Perfect.
Oh, big time. And look how cool you looked. Like, what a confidence boost.
For sure.
Right? Everybody needs that. Let's see, this throwing the rope moment.
Yeah. Yeah,
Sometimes that
almost.
takes a while, right?
Yeah, it's almost like a training wheel. It's needed to initiate the start of riding, and then once the wave is formed, it's kind of like it's there if you need it, but you're kind of learning how to ride the wave. You have to push from the wave. You no longer need that rope. And then, when you get comfortable, us as coaches, we're teaching you how to let go of that rope and start just riding the wave. And, as I say that, it's kind of figurative for things we have in life, like the baggage we have, and like the, how was my life going to look if I wasn't injured? Um, when you're riding, you're not thinking about any of that. You're like, wow, my life is great. I don't need to have those thoughts of what if, because this is how it's supposed to be, and we just kind of let it go, and you're so free in that moment.
And then you have so much more fun and you're
Yep.
available to learn so much more. Like if somebody doesn't let go of the rope, they never learn how to like cut into the wave and like
Sure.
really work
Right. It's
it.
almost like hindering you because you're like, all right,
Yeah.
now it's all loosey goosey. What do I do with this thing? Well, you don't need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let
Oh,
it
that's
go.
so good. Let's see. I know I have a few more videos that were just phenomenal. I love this one. I think somebody's gonna, yeah. Do you see who that is? You know who that
I
is?
couldn't tell who that was.
Okay, but they're having a good time. I love swim breaks. When everybody
Yeah.
gets hot, people need a break, we swim.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard it many times.
Oh, great. Yeah. Oh, Bob Ross hanging out with us.
Yeah.
He made
Paint
his
those
trip to
happy
Idaho.
trees. Let's see. Was this your boat or just people from the event?
Yeah, so a couple are on my boat, a couple were not, but yeah. So from the right, that's Sebastian,
Mhm.
obviously wheelchair user from San Diego. Actually, he's from Germany, but lives in San Diego. First time surfing, had an amazing time. And this was just one of the nights we had post of riding that day. We were having dinner and then playing cornhole and other lawn games, outside, just getting to know each other on a deeper level. If we weren't able to hang on the boat, there's myself, and then Corby, who's a return rider, awesome guy, killed it. Luke in the black there, who designs the surf seat and builds those, and then Mira on the far left there. She's amazing.
Nice. Looks like a really fun group. I would
Yeah,
not challenge you guys to cornhole.
yeah.
That would be a
Yeah.
mistake. Oh,
Oh,
look
the
how
scorekeeper.
beautiful.
So there's Sebastian.
I mean, he is in the wave. Like he could
Yeah,
let go of the
totally
rope.
slacking the rope. He was doing
I
great.
love it. That's so cool. Okay, so what stood out about this event in particular? Anything that really just any stories you have or any moments that stand out in your mind?
Yeah, I think these when you have so many sit riders like myself, that you feel a little more needed, I guess, like our skill and knowledge. So that was really cool to have so many people in wheelchairs that needed to come ride and
Yeah.
use our equipment, and to be able to see that in motion on the boat. So we have different heights of people, weights, and so when you go from rider to rider, to be able to adjust it so quickly to get them in the water and going, we don't have much downtime. It's so quick. We can get you in there. That was really cool. And yeah, just to see the people out there that I mean, there were several that just didn't so apprehensive, and
Mm-hmm.
we're like, oh, we're not worrying about you. We're going to get you going. And that was probably the best part. Was so many people that were, because they were civilians. They don't have maybe the military mindset, so maybe just a little more nervous, or not. They don't have as much support in their lives as veterans do. So I mean, we had them, and we're like, we're not going to give up on you. You're going to get in the water. You're going to be riding today. So
I think also innately as veterans, like you guys signed up to serve. You signed up for like incredibly hard things that the majority of the population on earth is never going to sign up for. So your comfort level with difficulty and your comfort level with like uncomfortable situations always impresses me. So I imagine that is a whole different event when you have lots of civilians showing up. Not that they're not capable, but there
definitely,
is like just such a high level of, well, I'm going to try it
yeah,
in the military.
yeah.
I love it.
Oh yeah, she was not on my boat, but I do remember her. She was in an electric wheelchair, so I think her mobility was pretty limited. But she was. Her name was Jeannie,
Jeannie,
and
she's so petite. and
Yeah,
you guys just adjusted it down to her size.
yeah. Luke was her coach that day, and I didn't get to see her much in the weekend. She wasn't at the dinners and stuff, but her family, I know her parents were there, so I got to see them in the morning before we got on the boat. And
Nice.
yeah, she had a blast.
Oh
I mean,
my
look at that smile. Come
goodness.
on.
Yes. Oh. Love the ripple effect of like the relationship that you formed in Wake for Warriors with Luke, and then the thing that he designed, essentially for you guys, is having a ripple effect for so many other people. Like this event was mainly run, by the Challenged Athlete Foundation, and Wake for Warriors was just part of, like you said, day 3 for wake surfing. And
Right. Yeah. Each day. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Throughout the weekend. But
I
yeah,
love
I
it.
mean, I think it just goes to show that service before self. It's very much military, and we have the resources to to do this and to help people. So that's what I love about it. I don't care what you've done or what your past is like. You want to learn how to surf? Let's go.
I love it. That's like a great tagline for Wake for Warriors in general. You want to learn how to surf? Let's go. This was probably like my favorite photo from the event. Were you there?
Oh gosh. Yeah, all the cool stuff was obviously happening not on my boat.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry to rub it in.
Yeah, so that's Dave. That's Carrie. She was
Okay.
there last year also, and I remember she just has a huge fear of water. I
Oh,
mean, just terrified of being in water. But hello, she's there, and she's gonna go out on a boat. So, so she's a amputee, and I don't know if they tried her getting up with any water legs or anything like that. I don't know if she had that type of equipment, but I mean, look at her. She's riding out there with Dave. So obviously, if you have a fearing of water, I think Dave is with her to keep her comfortable, especially if you fall down. There's a
right.
human there to help you float or keep your nerves down.
I love it. I've
Yeah,
heard of a couple of people coming to events with a fear of water. So if you're listening to this, you have a fear of water, like find a different excuse. They've
I
got
mean,
you.
yeah. There's no reason to be scared.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they will get you up. I love it. Oh my goodness, that smile.
Mhm.
Okay. Can you do something for me? Can you think about what you would say to yourself 7 years ago if you were hesitating to sign up for an event, if you thought maybe your injuries were too severe, or
Yeah.
you weren't able to do it, or you just didn't want to be on a boat with people and you felt like maybe that would be triggering or too difficult? What would you say to that person?
Yeah. Gonna make me cry, Sarah. Thinking back to that, I didn't feel like I was good enough, one, to be around people. Um, I didn't think my injury was important or anything, but they made me feel really important, and they made me feel like my life was really worth something. And then just to add in a water sport to it, that's really cool. And for anyone that was just nervous, I would just say that's okay. There's people there that have gone through the exact same thing you've gone through that were nervous or even more nervous. And so there's someone that's going to be there that's been in the same situation as you or very similar, and they're going to help you get through the whole weekend. And it's going to make you better in all aspects of your life. There's no doubt. Um, I've learned a lot of things from people I've met through Wake for Warriors, not just water sports, just with life in general, and whether it's living in a wheelchair, living with um, visual impairments, uh, ambulatory impairments. Um, it's just better than any physical therapist probably can give you.
Right. It's like a whole body, soul,
Yeah,
mind, heart experience.
yeah.
I love that. Sorry, not sorry that I made you cry.
It's my one cry for the month.
Yeah, that's it, man. Dry it up.
Yeah, no more tears.
I
That's
love it. Oh, well, thank you so much for talking to me about this. Do you have any other events coming up this year that you're going to attend that you're looking forward to?
Yeah. So I love water sports so much. I have my own surf boat, so going out with the
That's
family this
awesome.
weekend, and then next weekend going up to Lake Minnetonka in Minnesota, doing a virtual barrel boss competition there, and also it's a tight end fundraiser for Wake Warriors. So we'll be up there.
I love it. That's so
Yeah,
cool. Well, sweet.
spreading the shred.
Spreading the shred.